She stayed silent through everything, the scandals, the affairs, the crimes. But now, she's not defending him. She's not beside him. She's disappearing. And in Trump's final act, Melania might be the one thing he never saw coming. As Donald Trump drowns in indictments, lawsuits, and courtroom meltdowns, the one person you'd expect by his side is nowhere to be found. No hand-holding on the campaign trail. No loyalty speeches, not even a well-timed social media post. Melania Trump, the silent, stoic, designer-clad First Lady, is vanishing. But don't mistake her silence for ignorance. According to insiders, she's not clueless. She's calculated. She knows what's coming. The leaked tapes, the damning timelines. Evidence tying it all together. And she knows something no amount of PR spin can undo. Being linked to Donald Trump in 2025 doesn't elevate your image. It destroys it. And so, she's quietly walking away. But make no mistake, this isn't a betrayal. This is self-preservation. And in the final chapter of Trump's empire, Melania's silence may be the loudest blow yet.
Russia, it's weaponizing Melania's past. I don't know if you know this, but on Russian TV, they frequently show Melania nude in order to mock Donald Trump. So they show all these photos of Melania. By the way, Melania's previously made posts about how proud she is of her nudes, but did you know that after Donald Trump and Melania met, she got what was called an Einstein visa? She was treated like a genius, an exceptional achievement visa that gave her a fast track to become a United States citizen.
Once pitched as a fairy tale, the marriage of Donald and Melania Trump is starting to unravel like a Hollywood thriller. And with each passing day, the plot thickens. Forget the glossy magazine covers. Forget the carefully curated interviews, because the truth, it's darker than anyone imagined. Behind the headlines lies a web of secrets, silent arrangements, and strategic setups. And now, for the first time, we're peeling back the layers. Melania's long-standing silence? It may be cracking, because new revelations are emerging about how she entered Trump's world and why. And here's the twist. It wasn't love. It wasn't fate. It was recruitment. Beneath the designer gowns and polished photo ops hides a chilling origin story, one that links her not just to power, but to some of the most controversial and corrupt names in America's elite circles. Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and yes, Donald J. Trump. This isn't just a marriage. It's a transaction, wrapped in luxury and fueled by secrets.
So I think we should explore, how did Donald Trump meet Melania on or around the same time he was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell? We should build a timeline here. You see, Donald Trump went to a club in Manhattan called the KitKat Club, where there were parties that were frequently thrown for very rich Manhattan elites, businessmen, to mingle and find very young models from Eastern Europe. And Melania was a model from Eastern Europe who was brought to the United States, who would attend these parties where the rich men would show up and mingle with the model.
Long before Melania ever set foot inside Trump Tower, Donald Trump was already waist-deep in scandal, and not the kind you brush off with a press release. According to the London Sunday Mirror, Trump had a soft spot for British trophies, young foreign models barely out of their teens. One such introduction? Delivered personally by none other than Ghislaine Maxwell. She wasn't the only one. Sources say Maxwell funneled multiple young women into Trump's orbit, like invitations to an exclusive, dangerous club. And this wasn't random. It was a pattern. Every name at those elite gatherings, Trump, Maxwell, Epstein, is now soaked in allegations too disturbing to ignore. What kind of man surrounds himself with secret parties, underage models, and women tangled in controversy? This timeline isn't romantic. It's radioactive, and no amount of MAGA merchandise can clean up what happened behind those velvet ropes.
Let's dig through this timeline, shall we? So what was Donald Trump doing in 1997, the year before he meets Melania? Well, in 1997, he's out there partying with Epstein and Ghislaine. This is from the London Sunday Mirror. This is 1997. How sweet. Trump's Brit of all, right? Just weeks after ditching his second wife, America's best-known billionaire Donald Trump has fallen under the spell of a 20-year-old English girl. This was before Melania, okay? This is 1997. Trump, 50, who has failed in his bid to secure the services of Princess Diana's butler, Paul Burrell, was in search of another British trophy when he met London model Anushka DeGiorgio at a party in Manhattan. Several American millionaires already had their eyes on Anushka, but she was there with Robert Maxwell's daughter, Ghislaine, who has introduced several of her attractive friends to the property developer.
By 1998, when Donald Trump officially met Melania, a stage was already set. Nothing about their meeting was organic. Nothing was left to chance. The man pulling the strings, Paolo Zampoli, a modeling agent turned real estate mogul turned Trump ambassador. A bizarre resume, unless you understand the game. Zampoli specialized in elite modeling events, flown in from overseas. Young women showcased like inventory. And yes, Trump was a regular. That fateful night, they met at the KitKat Club, a Manhattan venue drenched in champagne, animal acts, and television cameras. It wasn't romance. It was a casting call. Zampoli didn't just introduce Melania. He engineered her trajectory. He secured her what's known as an Einstein visa, a path designed for Nobel laureates, groundbreaking scientists, not nude models from Slovenia. And while Trump railed against immigration on national stages, Melania skipped the line, straight to U.S. citizenship. This isn't just hypocrisy. It's an entitlement. It's calculated. And it's dripping in white privilege.
So Melania gets the expedited path based on an Einstein visa after meeting Donald Trump at the KitKat Club. Then she brings in her family, and now Donald Trump's against all of those same policies. Now, Melania is no, innocent person in all of this either. Melania, after Donald Trump, was caught on video bragging about sexually assaulting women and grabbing women by their genitals. And he says, because if you're rich, they let you do it. She said that's locker room talk and that she was okay with it. Here, play this clip.
He described it as locker room talk. To you. I mean, you sort of alluded to that as well. Is that what it is to you, just locker room talk?
Yeah, it's kind of two teenage boys. Actually, they should behave better, right?
He was 59.
Correct. And sometimes I said, I have two boys at home. I have my young son and I have my husband. So, but I know how some men talk, and that's how I saw it, yes.
Melania Trump didn't become First Lady through politics, public service, or achievement. She rose through a different channel: modeling clubs, strategic connections, and unwavering silence. Once married to Trump, she used her new title to unlock a path for her family, bringing them into the U.S. through chain migration, the very policy Donald Trump publicly vilified. Let that sink in. Melania benefited from every immigration policy Trump now campaigns against. She got the green card. Her parents were granted citizenship. And yet, she stood quietly beside her husband as he caged migrant children, slashed asylum protections, and demonized immigrants who didn't look like her. This isn't just hypocrisy. It's weaponized privilege. It's morality for optics, not conviction. And Melania didn't merely allow it. She thrived in it, quietly, strategically. But silence always comes at a cost. When Trump was caught bragging about sexually assaulting women, the now infamous Access Hollywood tape, Melania dismissed it as locker room talk. He was 59 years old, and she excused him like a boy who misbehaved during recess. That wasn't naivety. That was brand protection. She even joked, "I have two boys." my son and my husband. But where's the line? When the man you marry crosses into indecency, do you stand with him or become complicit? Melania made her choice. She didn't flinch. She pivoted, defended, and helped normalize the worst of Trump's predatory behavior.
She was also one of the biggest spreaders of the birther conspiracies against former President Obama. She was used by Donald Trump frequently to go and attack Obama. Here, play this clip.
But what is this with the birth certificate obsession? Did he ask to see yours when you met him?
I needed to put mine anyway, because if you want to become an American citizen, you need to put the birth certificate.
Right.
I have a birth certificate from Slovenia. And do you want to see President Obama birth certificate or not?
I've seen it.
It's not a birth certificate.
Well, it's a certificate of live birth,
Right,
which they get. But Melania, if he insists on what he's saying, then no one in Hawaii can ever run for president because they all get the same live birth certificate.
Well, but they need to have...
Midler is finished, for example.
They need to have, and in one way, it will be very easy if President Obama just show it. And because it's not only Donald who wants to see it. It's American people who voted for him and who didn't vote for him. They want to see that.
But it's on display in Chicago. We've seen it on the internet. We've seen it. It's not the same as yours, but it's a certificate of live birth.
Well, we feel it's different than, birth certificate.
All right. Well, I think you should give it up at this point.
Well, it's not him that it's bringing up. It's the media all the time.
While Donald Trump faced national backlash for his vulgar remarks, Melania didn't flinch. Not because she was in shock, but because she had long accepted the man she married. But here's the truth. Melania wasn't just silently complicit. She became a megaphone for his darkest, most divisive conspiracies. Remember the birther movement, that racist smear campaign questioning President Barack Obama's citizenship. Melania didn't just watch from the sidelines. She played her part on national television. In interviews, she cast doubt, played coy, and suggested he should just show it. That wasn't confusion. That wasn't a misunderstanding. That was deliberate participation in Trump's racist dog whistles. This wasn't some passive first lady. This was someone who amplified lies, stoked division, and undermined a sitting president, all to boost her husband's rise to power. That's not innocence. That's alignment. And while the world cringed over Trump's affair with Stormy Daniels, Melania wasn't just hurt. She was humiliated. But not for the reasons you'd expect. Her former advisor, Stephanie Winston Wolkoff, revealed something damning. Melania wasn't outraged about the affair. She was furious that Stormy got featured in Vogue. Her reaction? They put the porn hooker in Vogue. Let that sink in. She wasn't heartbroken over betrayal. She was jealous of publicity. That moment reveals something cold and calculated about Melania. Her concern wasn't about loyalty, love, or dignity. It was about image, bruised not by Trump's behavior, but by another woman's magazine spread.
And of course, Melania would plagiarize Michelle Obama's speech at the Democratic National Convention. Literally, Melania's speech during Trump's first Republican National Convention was literally copy and pasted of Michelle Obama's speech. Let's play it for you.
The values that you work hard for what you want in life.
For what you want in life.
That your word is
that your word is your bond. That you do what you say you're going to do.
Keep your promise.
That you treat people
with
dignity and respect, and because we want our children and all children in this nation to know that the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
That cold detachment Melania Trump is known for, it didn't start with Stormy Daniels. It's been there from the beginning. From ignoring scandal after scandal to plagiarizing Michelle Obama's speech, word for word, during the Republican National Convention. Melania didn't just borrow words. She stood on stage, looked America in the eye, and delivered a stolen message from a black first lady her husband regularly insulted. That wasn't a mistake. It was a message. A tone deaf. shameless signal of what the Trump brand truly represents: plagiarism, entitlement, erasure. And when caught, they didn't apologize. They doubled down. Because for Melania and for Donald, truth and originality are irrelevant. Only perception matters. It's all about the grift, no matter who gets disrespected in the process. And speaking of grifts, Melania didn't use her platform to lead or inspire. She turned it into a personal ATM. Forget causes. Forget compassion. She cashed in on vanity NFT projects and digital roses, hollow campaigns wrapped in gold ribbon. Her Meta Rose NFT? A complete flop. But not before Trump supporters shelled out $150 a pop for a pixelated image that meant nothing. Why? Because Melania marketed herself as elegant, mysterious, untouchable. But behind the silk gloves, a calculated influencer, quietly siphoning cash from her husband's political base. Her personal stylist earns $18,000 a month, paid by Trump's political PAC. And Melania? She charges $155,000 per speaking appearance. She shows up, smiles, signs the check, and leaves. Who's footing the bill? The same forgotten Americans Trump swore to fight for. And Melania? She's laughing all the way to the bank.
And now Melania pretty much just grifts. She has her meme grift, which the meme coin crashed. She sells her book, Why Do I Stand Proudly Behind My Nude Modeling Work. Melania was with her personal stylist, Pierre Brallard, who's paid about $18,000 a month. Her stylist gets paid $18,000 a month from Trump's PAC. So Trump's supporters, who demanded the release of the Epstein files, who Donald Trump's calling stupid, they've funded the stylist for her. Oh, by the way, she's gotten paid $155,000 for doing speaking engagements for Donald Trump. She shows up at a location, she sits at a location, she gets paid $155,000 for doing that.
Let's not forget where this all began. Not in a palace, not at a political gala, but at the KitKat Club, a venue known for animal acts, champagne-soaked floors, and European models flown in for one purpose. That's where Melania was plucked from obscurity. That's where the so-called love story began. But this wasn't fate. It was a showroom, and Trump wasn't there for the spectacle. He was shopping. What followed was a fairy tale, built not on love, but on visa favors, media manipulation, and transactional power. She got status. He got a first lady who wouldn't ask questions. A perfect match for a house built on silence. But now the silence is cracking. As Russian media resurfaces Melania's nude photos, using them as propaganda tools, even Putin seems to understand what Trump still pretends isn't true. This isn't a marriage. It's an arrangement. A story of mutual exploitation, dressed in designer gowns and red, white, and blue optics. Because behind every curated photo op is a truth too calculated to ignore.
Melania went from a small Slovenian town to a world-famous model to marrying a billionaire and now politician Donald Trump. Melania spoke to me from Trump Tower. Okay, where did you meet him?
We met in New York, 1996 in September. We met at the fashion party. It was a big fashion party that my friend organized, Fashion Week, and he invited me. That's how we met with Donald.
Did you like him immediately or not?
I like him. He had a great charm, but he arrived with the date.
Oh.
He was very charming and a great mind and great energy. We had connection from the beginning.
And when was the next time you saw him?
We saw each other, I think, around a week, because I had obligations, work obligations. I travel to Caribbean for a photo shoot. So when I came back, I called him and we got together.
So you called him?
Yes.
He didn't call you?
Well, first when we met, I didn't give him my number. He was with the date. So I told him, give me your number and I will call you. I wanted to see what kind of number he would give me. Business, home. If he would give me a business number, I'm not a girl doing business with him. Why he would give me a business number? So he gave me all of them.
And now, here's the real kicker. While Trump supporters chant, "Lock her up," while they demand the release of the Epstein client list with fire in their voices, they overlook one glaring, uncomfortable truth. Their idol was neck deep in Epstein's world. Trump and Epstein weren't just acquaintances. They were photographed together again and again. They shared social circles, private parties, and yes, they were both known for their disturbing taste in young women. Trump once said, "Epstein likes beautiful women as much as I do, many of them on the younger side." And through it all, Melania was there, at Mar-a-Lago, in the background of photo ops, behind closed doors. She saw it all, and she said nothing. No outrage, no distance, just a silent, smiling presence. But that silence, it's not strength, it's strategy. And now it's backfiring. Russia knows it. They're weaponizing her past. But public is catching on. And Melania's perfectly polished armor, it's cracking. Not because she was unaware, but because she was always aware and chose to stay silent.
Have you ever had sex with a fat woman in your life?
I've had sex with women that got fat.
I love this. This is fun. Using Jennifer's back to sign her release.
Have I what?
Ever been with a black woman?
Go ahead and say yes.
Had to. Yes.
You have?
Okay, yes. I view a person who's flat-chested is very hard to be a 10.
How do the breasts look?
The breasts are okay.
Okay, well, that's important.
I think that the boob job is terrible. You know, they look like two light posts coming out of a body.
You know, Paris gets knocked and this and that, but she's very beautiful. Her
Is she
skin
dumb?
is flawless. She's dumb like a fox.
And you're going to have more kids?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Believe it. Yeah, sure, I
What
would.
do you need that headache for?
Because I like kids. I mean, I won't do anything to take care of them.
And things with Melania are good?
Excellent.
The sex is still good?
The sex is extraordinary.
Well, she is terrific in bed. Now, she wouldn't want me to say that, but she is.
Oh, man, she's naked there, isn't she?
She is excellent.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a thing of beauty.
Oh, what a life you
Not so
have.
bad, Robin.
This is a candidate for
Hey, Donald.
That's right.
Does she wear outfits to bed? Like special outfits?
No, she wears nothing, which
Nothing,
is much
always-
better.
You know, she's a great beauty, but she's a great beauty inside, which is almost as important.
Not really.
Not probably.
Do you treat women with respect?
I can't say that either.
All right, good, all right. Somewhere in between.
I do. I treat women with great respect.
Treat women somewhere in between respect and do.
Trump once told Howard Stern that Melania was his trophy, not a partner, not an equal, a trophy. That one word explains everything. From the KitKat Club to the White House, Melania's role wasn't to lead, it was to shine. Quietly, obediently, predictably. But what happens when the trophy starts collecting dust? Or worse, starts dragging attention back to the very scandals you tried to bury? That's what's happening now. Trump's base, once mesmerized by Melania's image, is starting to wake up. Not to a dignified first lady, but to a walking contradiction, an immigrant who abused the system, a family values figure who tolerated serial infidelity, a so-called feminist icon who parroted white supremacy. This isn't elegance, it's elite hypocrisy wrapped in designer heels. Even her fashion became political. Remember the jacket? I really don't care, do you? Worn while visiting children detained at the border. Was it sarcasm? Ignorance? A cruel in-joke to Trump's base? It doesn't matter. The message was clear. She doesn't care. Not about the children, not about the outrage, not even about the optics. That single moment shattered the illusion of silent grace and exposed what was always underneath: cold calculation. Because everything Melania does, from plagiarized speeches to NFT grifts, follows the same Trumpian blueprint: deny, distract, cash in, and just like her husband, she hides behind polished PR and vague statements. But the truth, it always leaks, and now the mask is slipping.
Quick time, you cannot know, oh, I'm marrying a person or not, especially the known person as he was. It's very different when you dating celebrity or if you're dating somebody unknown.
Well, so it was several years later before you got married.
Yes.
How many years?
We were together before we got married, it was 7 years we know each other.
Do you have a nickname for him?
No.
No nicknames?
No.
Does he have one for you?
No. We don't have nicknames.
So he asked you to marry you. Where were you when he asked you to marry you?
It was a special night. It was a gala in New York. We were both dressed, and he asked me to marry me.
No hesitation?
No, but I knew a little bit that he might propose sooner or later. So it was, of course, no hesitation. We were together for so long. We know each other. We are very compatible. We like the same things. We are very independent. We gave each other space as well. So he does what he wants to do and he loves to do, and I do what I love to do. That was my decision not to go on the campaign, because I said I want to be a parent to my child, and he completely agreed with that. And I said I will be there when I can be there and support him 100% every day, all the time.
You got married down in Florida?
Yes, in Palm Beach, in the church.
And Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and the president was there?
Yes, they were there.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, now it's different time. That was in 2005. Was different time. We were private citizens. He was not running for the office, as he said. He was friends and got along with many people. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
Have you ever socialized with them besides the wedding with the Clintons?
No.
Any thoughts about if Secretary Clinton is his opponent?
Well, now we will see where it's getting into, so we will see. I know my husband is strong, tough, great leader, and he will do what that country needs.
So it's going to get probably pretty rugged, I imagine, between the two of them, if they're both the candidates.
Yes, we will see.
And that's okay with you?
That's okay with me. It's nothing personal, it's all business.
As Donald Trump spirals through indictments, scandals, and courtroom meltdowns, Melania has gone eerily silent. No public appearances, no campaign trail handholding, no carefully crafted statements of loyalty. And that silence, it speaks volumes. Insiders say she's distancing herself, not out of principle, but out of brand protection, because she knows what's coming. She knows the tapes, the photos, the timelines, and the testimonies are closing in. And she knows one truth that no PR team can spin. Being tied to Donald Trump in 2025 doesn't boost your image. It buries it. That's why Russian state media mocks her, why Stormy Daniels outshined her, why journalists, once tiptoeing around her mystique, now question her every move. The Trump brand is bleeding out, and Melania, the so-called elegant guardian of that empire, may be the final nail in its coffin. Not by speaking, not by exposing, but by doing the coldest thing imaginable in a crumbling marriage of power. She's walking away.